Good morning. We are back for another round of workout 1. So let's get all warmed up. We'll do our extra special ankle work so nobody gets hurt. Changing positions when we do our rear foot elevated split squats. Do our push-ups. Oh, let's go the other way. 3, 4, 5, 1 more. Let's take our arms out, bring them up and down. One inhale, and I'll let your arms come to the side. Make a fist, punch it out to the sides, and let's do some little circles. And flip your thumbs back, we'll go the other way. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders and we'll do our elbow circles. 2 more, 9 and 10. And let's shimmy those shoulders out. 6, 7, 8, and a few more. And let's swing it. Get your shoulders nice and loose. So I was in training over the weekend for skiing with disabled sports again this winter. And we went up on the mountain both days. And we were in the middle of a snowstorm. I think Sunday was the worst. It was getting pelted with snow and ice. And I think I spent the whole time like this, not because I was cold, but because I was just getting pelted. When you're getting attacked, your whole body wants to crunch up. So I'm still working on that. So if you notice my shoulders going up, this is your warning not to do what I do. Do what I say, keep your shoulders down. I've been working on it for a day and a half now. Or if you see my shoulders hunching up, unmute and yell at me. I give you permission. Let's go the other way. 3, 4, 5. And let's do some figure 8s. Starting to work through the hips, the whole leg, down into your ankles. Let your knees bend. Let your ankles flex. Feel your toes on the floor and reverse direction. Come down to the knees. Let's do some circles in both directions, targeting the ankles and the calves a little bit more. And reversing. And finally, let's get to our feet. Actually, it's our ankles. So make sure the ball of your foot is set into the floor as you're doing these circles. And reverse direction. So now I'm rolling around on the ball of my foot, but my toes are staying planted. Keeps all the movement right in your ankle. And switch sides. Circle, circle. Ooh, big pops. And reverse. Okay, let's come into it. First position. Think about zipping your legs together. You're being pulled up by a string, lifting up, keeping your heels together. 4. We can go for about 10. And then straighten your feet out and prance it out. See if you can feel everything on your foot waking up. See how your ankles are feeling. Let's take our feet nice and wide. Toes turned out, knees turned out. Come down into a squat. And let's go side to side. So we're going to start targeting those inner thigh muscles. And let's come back to center and sink down and just do little pulses here. No more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pick up one heel and the other. 3, 4. See how still you can keep your body, that you're not bouncing up and down, you're just moving through the ankle. Nice. And then let's bring both heels up and down and down. There we go. And good. Let's bring our hands down to the floor, deepen that squat, lift up your bottom. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding your hands on the floor. Let's rotate up to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's turn your toes forward. Maybe feel the stretch on the outside of your legs. Hold on to your elbows. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Make sure you're starting your day with a nice loose relaxed neck and a nice big back stretch. Bring your hands onto your knees and let's roll it up. And let's do our ankle wiggles. So pointing your toe, holding on if you need it. Point your toe, wiggling left foot in. Going for about 20 wiggles. Woo-hoo. And then we're going to rotate from the hip because we're here and we can do it, and lift up. Just a little lift. Good. Nice. And let's switch sides. So pointing your toe, doing our wiggles. And then rotating from the hip. Imagine you're pulling the inside of your heel up to the ceiling. So your knee might be slightly bent, but it shouldn't be all the way bent because then you're pulling with the tops of your thighs rather than the inside. Good job finding your balance. Good. And let's make the movements a little bit bigger, opening up the hips again, checking in how everything's feeling. And then we'll come to the wall. Let's do about 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's do our calf stretch. So first lean into it. See if your feet are in the same place and not staggered, which might be want to do. And push your heels down. Find a plank. You're using your glutes and your abs to hold you. And then let's take 1 foot forward and really lean into that stretch. So take that back leg as far back as you can so you can barely keep your heel on the floor and you're getting a nice big stretch. And we'll start swinging the free leg forwards and back. 3. The challenge with this for me is keeping that stretch in the back leg. And then we're going to go across. And then all the way around in an arc. Make sure you're holding that stretch on the back leg. Thanks. Good. And then bring that foot in about 6 to 12 inches. And I'm holding my foot up just so you can see. Bend that back knee and let the stretch deepen. So lean into it, bend that knee, and we're going to hold. And then let's back up to where we were at the beginning and see if the one foot you just stretched can go back just a little bit farther and hold the stretch than the leg you haven't stretched yet. And so what I notice is after I stretch, I can push my foot back a little bit more, which means I'm getting more movement out of my ankle, which is exactly what we want. So let's do the same thing on side B. So 1 foot back. Barely keep your heel on the floor, but keep pressing it down and start swinging that free leg. And let's go across the body. And into an arc. So circling as far around, letting your hips move, but you're still holding that calf stretch. Last one. Good. And then bring your foot in 6 to 9 inches. We'll add that soleus stretch. The lower part of your calf muscle is the soleus. Bend your knee. Try to sink down into it. And we're going to hold it. You can make it a little pulsing movement if that feels good, or just hold it still. So we're still on side 2. Leg is back, but we're trying to bend that knee. Okay. And then just for grins, let's walk our feet back. And I can get both feet back farther than I could when I started. That's a good sign. It's a hopeful sign. There's hope for my ankles. Okay, and let's get going. So our first move today is our lovely single leg squat with the hop. So 2 things you can focus on this. We're week 4. You can focus on controlling how you're lowering yourself, and then getting up any which way and adding the hop. Or you can focus on lowering yourself and then going right into the hop. So changing gears as fast as you can. So let's get a chair or a bench or something into position. And we did 5 last week. We're going to go for 6 on each side this week. And then we're going to do our side plank with the banded row. So a little bit of upper, a little bit of lower, starting with the lower, and then you get a nice big rest. Okay, so start on your dominant side. You know where your seat is. Very important. You don't want to ever lose having a seat behind you with this. You go kerplop on the floor. Let's come up to standing. Hop it up and lower yourself down. Hop and lower. This is what it looks like when you're focusing on the descent. 3, 4, 5. You're asking different muscles in your leg to work in sequence. It's not so easy. So you've done 6. Let's switch sides. And this round, I'm just going to focus on controlling my descent, which is often what we're doing when we're doing the single leg lunge or single leg squat. A lot harder on one side than the other. Whew. I feel you, I hear you. I'm going to grab a band and we're going to come down on the floor. Doesn't have to be a hard band. It can be an easier band. The challenge is in holding that side plank. So you can be on your knees and doing this. Remember, you just want to make sure you have that straight line. We did 10 last week. We're going to try continuing to do 10, but adding a hip dip. So when you're pulling your hip up, you row. When you bring your hip down, your hand down out of the row, you can drop your hip and we'll pull up. That's what it looks like on your knees. You're on your legs. It looks like this. So if you're ready, we're anchoring one leg or one hand. Let's get going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Spin it around. We'll go for side 2. So the heavier the band, the harder it is to keep it held on the floor. I have a short diameter band, so it's harder for me to pull. But I want you to focus on is just feeling that you're moving through your back muscles, squeezing your shoulder blade in towards your spine. So let's set up and do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it down. Put the band to the side. Let's come onto our hands and knees. Into some cat-cow. Some big hip circles. And reverse. 2, 3. Oh, and let's come up. Grab a quick drink. At least I'm going to grab a quick drink. One more round of our single leg squats. So if you would like to continue working on your descent in a nice controlled way, go for it. If you're solid on one side and you want to play around with barely touching and popping right back up, more power to you. Let's see what it feels like. Our last round, 6 on each side. So coming up, 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 up. Slow, 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 up. Slow, 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 up. Boy, minimizing sitting down on the bench is really hard. Okay, side 2, and then we are done with these for the week. So let's start up, lower, 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 controlled, and come on up, lower, up. Whoop. Or last one, 6. Catch your breath. Come down to sitting for a second if that feels good. Slide your chair out of the way. Chair, bench, table, whatever you're using. Take a bite of those for the week. We only have them coming at us one more time. I'm looking for a bigger band that's not so little. Here we go. So my green band was much smaller than my yellow band, and it just did not feel very good. Puppies in the house. It's a good thing. Okay, last time we're doing our side planks with the dips. If you're doing it from your knees, see if you can do it with just the bottom knee bent and the top knee stretched out straight, and then find that straight line. And we'll add that dip. So hand down, hip down, not quite touching the floor, and then pulling up. 2, 3, 4, 5, it burns, I know. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up here and just feel. See if you feel the muscle there. That's what's holding you up. That's what we're getting stronger. Side planks aren't a mystery. They're hard, but they shouldn't be a mystery why we do them. Okay, So pulling up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Okay, let's put our bands to the side. Come up onto hands and knees. Let's do some tail wagging, going side to side, and then some big restorative hip circles. Let's stretch out those muscles we were just using. And let's reverse direction. And then child's pose. You can walk your hands to one side, your hands to the other, whatever floats your boat, and grab a drink. We'll get going in about 30 seconds. We're going to start our big 6-move circuit, starting with our split squat to push up. Okay, this time I think we're going to start going 5 on each side. So 5 split squats on each side, which means I think last week I had the count wrong. And before then we had done 4 on each side, which meant 8 push-ups. I may be mistaken, but this is where we are. We're in week 4 of a 5-week cycle. So let's see if we can get 5 on each side, which is 10 push-ups. And that's all I'm counting. The split squats on either side are kind of like end caps. So starting with 1 foot back, up on your toes, we're going to sink down into that split squat, then fold forward. This is your first push-up, and take the other leg forward, come up, and do a split squat. So that's 1. Split squat, fold, step it out, press up, or hold the plank. You know where you are. Other leg comes forward and up. We've done 2. Sink it down and up, fold forward, step it back, and up, down, up, down, up. That's 3. Split squat, down, push up, back. This is 4. I'm definitely counting differently than I did last week. That's okay. Let's come down. This is 5 push-ups. Leg forward and up, down and up. Do what you can. Go at your own pace. Fold, step it back to a plank. 6. Step forward and up. If all you can do is just shift from being on the floor to standing up, go for it. Skip the push-up. Here we come for 7. Bending over. That's our little bracket. Coming down for 8. We're up to 9. Keep trying. And 10. Oh, good work. Shake your legs out. Finally warm enough to take my sweatshirt off. Grab a drink real quick. Okay, we're gonna come down on the floor. We have our chest presses. So bring your weights with you. Good. And from here, oops, let me take a quick peek. We're gonna go for 12. We did 10 last week. We're gonna go up, down halfway, up, down all the way. So you're doing the top half of the press as our pulse. 3, up, down part way, up, all the way for 4, 5, up, down part way, up, down all the way for 6, 5, I mean, 6, there we go. Couple of your counting, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice work. So from here, we come back up to standing. Take your time. Keep your weight with you or swap your weight out. We're doing our single leg deadlifts. Your choice, which hand you want the weight in. We've been playing with this. The key is wherever you can keep your hips level so we're not rotating up like an ice skater. So let's go for, oh gosh, what number do I have there? Let's go for 10 on each side. 2. 8. And good. Nice flat back, nice solid movement. Here we go. I can watch you from this side. Let's lower down. Nice check-in. 6. Good. 7. 8. It's okay to reset in the middle. 9. 11. Okay. We're going to come back to our weights for biceps. 1.5. Pick the appropriate weight. And let's do W's. So like we did with the chest press, we'll stay consistent. So I'm actually thinking about it today. We're going to do the top half of the curl. So come up all the way, down part way, up, all the way down. 2, down halfway, up, down all the way. 3, down, up, nice. 4, 5, down, up, all the way down to straight arm. 6, 7, it's getting harder. 8, 9, 10, 11. Last one, up, down part way, up, down all the way. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep one weight in our hands. My weights feel like ice cubes. I feel like I need a neoprene sleeve on the handles. The metal just hangs on to the cold. So we're gonna do our curtsy lunge. So our big elbow, think self-defense. Somebody's behind you coming up and you're gonna whap them. The rotation is going to throw you off balance, so don't focus on how much you're rotating. Focus on using this hip while you're using same side back muscles and see what it feels like. So curtsy down, chest up, eyes up, and pull. 2. Nice. 6. 7. Nice. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. Switching sides. Curtsy down, find your balance, and elbow. Yep. 2. 5. 6. Very nice. And 12. Good work. Last bit. Back down on the floor. 2 weights in hands. We're doing triceps. I learned my lesson last week. I went a little too heavy. So here we go. First set. Let's see how it goes. And just like we did with the others, let's start with the top half. So we're going to go all the way down, up part way, down, up all the way. All the way down, up part way, down, up all the way. And up all the way, we're going for 12. 4. And 5. And 6. Check in that your elbows are staying up to the ceiling. 8. And not winging out to the side. 9. Whew. 10. 2 more. Stay with it. It's 11. Last one. I know it. I need to work on. Whew, 12. Those are hard. Adding that extra pulse. So let's come onto our hands and knees. Let's do our circles. Give your arms a rest, give your hips a rest, give your back a rest between sets. So get into child's pose. Let's take about 2 minutes here, or 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that. And then we'll go through this one more time. So options for doing that split squat, I'm going to do them with my rear foot elevated this time. You can stay in your child's pose. We're not going anywhere for another minute at least. Stretch what needs to be stretched, grab a drink if you need it. Just giving you your options so you can think about it. You can keep your foot on the floor. You can switch to a bench or stay on the bench and keep one foot up behind you. It gives you a bigger range of motion to work through. If you are not doing the push-up, maybe try to come just into a plank. So you're changing your body position in space and getting the balance and the strength that comes with that. And if you are doing the push-ups, we're going to do just what we did last time. So it's okay to just go split squat, lower yourself to a plank, and then switch legs and come back up to standing. I think the biggest bang for the buck with this move isn't the push-up. Push-up is kind of like a space filler. If you can do it, awesome, do it. The biggest bang for the buck with this comes from being able to control that split squat for sure, but also shifting your position where you're bending from the waist and changing your position to the ground. Okay. Okay. Let's go for another 15 seconds or so. Tank up. And let's set up. So starting on whichever side you want to start. Let's go for a split squat. Fold forward. Step back to a plank. Push up or not. Other foot forward and up for a split squat. That's one. Split squat. Reach down. Plank or push up. Other foot comes forward. We've done two. We're moving. Looking good. Down. Plank. Push up. Step it forward and up. That's three. Split squat. Down. Push up, plank. Come on up. Split squat to sport. You're going at your own pace. Go at your own pace. I will wait for everyone at the end. Down. Good. Shake your legs out. Swing your arms. And get ready. So you're gonna come back down on the floor for a chest work. So just keep things interesting and mix it up. You're still going for 12. Last time we did this top part. This set or this round, we're gonna do everything from the bottom. So we're gonna go up, down, up halfway, down, up all the way for one. So down, up partway, up all the way for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter how big that little pulse is at the bottom. 9. Nobody's measuring. 10, we have 2 more. 11. And 12. Nice. Coming up, we'll do our single leg deadlift. You're still playing with where your hands are. Have fun with it. There we go. Back stays flat. Your eyes are looking about 4 to 6 feet in front of you on the floor. Chest up, eyes up. So your neck can stay neutral. You're not craning it or looking down at your toes. Nice. Good. Then we'll switch sides when you're ready. Oh boy, here we go. Nice. Good. And just for grins, come to a wall. Put your hands out. I would have my hands next to each other, but the window frame is a little bit big. Bring your hands down a little bit closer to waist or hip height and push your hips back and your hands forward. And give your back a nice big stretch. Let your low back stretch. So straight legs, straight arms. And let's move on. So we're going into our biceps. We did the top half. We're going to focus on the bottom half this time. So trying to be more consistent. So if this was the top half, this is the bottom half. Okay. So 1, up, down, good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm feeling it. Holding that extra time under tension. What that pulse does, you're making one part of your muscle work harder than the other. You're not working the whole muscle the exact same way. Exactly. Shake your arms out and get ready for our curtsies. It's more pulling. The bicep is a pulling motion. This is also a pulling motion, but it's going to be a little bit more shoulder, triceps, back than biceps. So let's come into our curtsy to a pull. 2, 4, 7. My legs are getting shaky. 8, 11, 12. Good. Switching sides. Shake that arm out that you were just working. Sink it down. Pull it up. 2, 3, 4. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. And nice work. Shake those arms out. Circle your wrists. Come down on the floor for the last exercise in our circuit. All right, I don't think we have time to go through it one more time and still stretch, so we're going to make things up. So let's go for 12 triceps. Last time we focused on this part of the movement. This time we're going to stop at the top, so you have to stop the weight against gravity, lift up, and come all the way down. So up, down part way, all the way down. 4, 5. Be careful you're not hitting your head. The head of the weight should be heading towards your shoulders, not your ears. 6. Woohoo. 7. You do you. If your shoulders are tired, if your arms are tired, I'm gonna do one more because I'm fighting for it. And bring it down. Funny, my right arm is usually a little bit stronger than my left. That's the first one to give out doing those. Go figure. So let's stretch out into a pencil stretch and then come into a crescent on one side. This is our intermezzo. Little stretch, just check in with how things are feeling. Let me see what the time is. We're gonna do we can talk. 2 Turkish get-ups on each side. I remember we filled in with those the first week. We did this workout. We're coming back to it because as we do more reps or add more things to our moves, it takes a little bit longer. So I don't think we have enough time to do 3 sets. So we'll do 2 sets with more repetitions, which is fine. And then we'll do a little bit of whole body put it together core work. Let's take our arms out to the side and do some tabletop windshield wipers. Going one side to the other. Really just checking in with how things are feeling. Set in your mind how much weight you want to use with the Turkish get-up. You actually don't need any weight at all, but it really helps to have something in your hands. Either to grip, to hold on to create that tension as we're lifting up, or to check your form. I know people who have used sneakers, holding them on top of a flat hand. I don't think my wrist bends back enough to be able to hold it flat enough to keep a shoe up there. So I prefer using weights. So if you have a slipper, you can hold it up there and make sure as you're lifting yourself up to standing, you're not dropping it. Or choose a weight. So your arm is a post, same side leg is bent. We're gonna suck that arm into the shoulder socket, pull it back into the floor. Your other arm and leg are out to the side. So it's in my left hand, my right side is out. Big breath in, I'm gonna roll up onto my right elbow. And then up onto my hand. Make sure your foot is stretched out far enough so you can actually move your left leg underneath it. We're going to come up into a half bend and then come swing that leg through and then come up into half kneeling. Take that leg that's out to the side forward and come on up. And then let's sink back down. Split squat this is. We're going to turn that knee back out to the side. Check that the weight's still above your head. Lean down. We're going to shoot that bottom leg through. So we're in a modified side blend. Bend down, elbow down, back down, arm down. Catch your breath. We're going to do that one more time on this side. Post that arm. Roll it up onto your hand. Up into modified half bend. Bring left foot through. Lift it up, and then come up to standing, and bring it back down. Turn that knee out. Here we go. Modified side bridge, that's what I've been trying to think of saying. Down onto your elbow, and roll it all the way down. Nice work. I'm going to turn around, you stay right where you are. I'm going to turn around so when I come up, I can see you. So we're switching arms. We're going to do 2 on this side. My left arm is post up to the ceiling. Arm is packed into that shoulder socket, so it's going to work as a unit. My left knee is bent, right arm and leg out to the side. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, woo, roll it up onto, my leg went flying when I did that. Roll up onto your elbow, onto your hand. Into that side bridge, shoot your leg through. There you go. Come up into, it's kind of hard. We've been doing a lot of obliques today. Bring that knee forward, step it up, bring it down. Take that leg out to the side. Controlled fall, bringing your hand down to the floor. Shoot that leg through to the front so you can drop your hip, drop your elbow, and drop your body. Nice work. Bring the weight down. Catch your breath. Everybody's always surprised how much this raises your heart rate. So let's pack it in again. Last time through. Rolling up, that was a little bit better. We want to try to keep the floating leg out in front on the floor. There we go. Slide it through. Bring it up. Let's bring that side leg forward and step it up. Beautiful. Bring it down. Leg comes out to the side. Arm comes down, controlled fall. My arm is wobbling. Sink that hip down and down to your elbow. All the way down. Bring the weight down safely. And we are done. Let's stretch it out a little bit. I'm just going to change my camera. Let's stay on our backs. Hug your knees in. And we'll make little circles. Nice work this morning. We only have this workout one more time. So make the most of it. I think in January, it's kind of fun to build for 3 months. Start with the basics and build, and then go back to basics and notice how much you've improved, or increase your weights, or increase the challenge a little bit differently. So let's pull one knee in, stretch the other leg straight. Really try to press this leg down as you're pulling this knee in as tight as you can towards your shoulder. And then let's take that leg straight and cross over your body and do a nice big twist. So the side that your leg is going to, use that arm to guide it. See if you can keep your shoulder down on the floor. Nice big twisty stretch. And then let's come back onto our backs fully. The leg that we just twisted over, let's bend that knee and put the ankle over the opposite leg. So your knee's going out. And we'll pull one leg in, push the other leg away. Stretching out the hip. Maybe popping through the back. And then let's bring that foot down. Cross your knee over knee. And bring both legs into your chest. So if your right leg's on top, tip a little bit to the left. If your left leg's on top, tip a little bit to the right. And just let that hip, the hip that's being stretched, go a little bit deeper into that stretch. And breathe. Let's bring left foot down, keep your knees crossed. We're going to twist the other way. So my left leg is on top, I'm twisting to the left now. Getting a stretch on the outside of my right hip. Or if your right's on top of your left, it'll be opposite. And let's switch sides. So let's take your other leg up and cross it over. Twist over your body, nice big twisting stretch, straight leg, bent knee, doesn't matter. I have no room to straighten my leg up, and well, I do. My weights are in the way. Doesn't matter if it's straight or bent, whatever feels good to you right now. And then let's come back onto your back and we'll cross that ankle over your knee. Do a figure 4 stretch, pulling one leg in, pushing the other leg away. Now like you're trying to even up the sides of your pelvis. Pulling and pushing. Let's bring that foot down. Press knee over knee and hug both legs into your chest. Tip a little bit in the direction your top foot wants to go. So my right leg's on top. I'm twisting to the left just a little bit. My right hip's getting a nice big deep stretch. Bring that leg down and we'll twist the other way. Nice big opening stretch on your opposite hip. Let's roll it all the way over. Let's come into child's pose. Let's thread the needle. So let's stretch out your shoulders and your back just a little bit. We worked our arms quite a bit today. So keep reaching forward with the straight arm. Keep reaching under with the armlets threaded. And then let's switch sides. Good. And then let's come up onto our knees. Or a comfortable seated positions, roll our shoulders, swing our arms a little bit. Let's stretch out our triceps. Reaching down behind your back, elbow up. And then switch sides. Good. Let's take your hands behind your back. And lift up your hands. Pull your shoulders down. And consider yourself done. Time to shower, get to work, get on with your day. Thanks for joining me.